Hello folks, my name is Rich Keener. I'm the Village Manager for the Village of Villa Park, and today's another one of our segments where I'll be discussing an upcoming board meeting's agenda. So today's segment I'll be discussing the board meeting which will occur on Monday, September 10th. So let's get started. We'll start with number 1, the call to order. That's the roll call. 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. 3 is public comments on agenda items, and folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium, be recognized by the village president, and have comments on the agenda items. Number 4 is amendments to the agenda. Folks, that's the appropriate time for the president or board of trustees to modify, change, revise the formal agenda for Monday night, September 10th. Number 5 is a Lions Club check presentation for the Summerfest event. Number 6 is the consent agenda. We have 2 items under that. So it's A, minutes from the board meeting on August 27th, 2018. B, bill listing for the weeks of August 27th and September 3rd, 2018 for a total amount of $1,223,916.98. So number 7 for Monday night, September 10th, so moving on to number 7 on the agenda, is the first reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, amending the Villa Park Municipal Code by amending the regulations for a Class D1 convenience store liquor license. The owners of the Pride BP Amoco station located at 151 West North Avenue in Villa Park are seeking the board's approval of a modification to Village Code that would allow the sale of alcoholic liquors not for consumption on the premises at a convenience store without restriction to the business's square footage. The ordinance for consideration amends Village Code in accordance with this request. So folks, what this is currently we have a liquor license Class D1 for a C-store, convenience store, for 7,000 square feet or greater. For Monday night, this proposed ordinance change would take away that 7,000 square feet and make it basically any square footage of a convenience store. So if you have a convenience store with 4,000 square feet, inside the ordinance, about 20% of that can be for alcohol. If you had a convenience store of 5,000 square feet, 20% of that would be for alcohol. So it really wouldn't be 7,000 square feet as a threshold. It would be any square feet total, and then 20% of that would be for the alcohol on site. So moving on to number 8 for Monday night, September 10th, is the second reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, modifying Village Code regarding red light camera enforcement. So the village's current red light enforcement operator, Red Speed Illinois, has recently advised the village to update the red light ordinance for compliance with the statutory requirements in Section 11-208.3 of the Illinois Vehicle Code. The ordinance changes include further details, especially regarding 1, updated definitions, 2, clearly defining the violation, 3, clearly defining the information required on notices, 4, clearly describing the notice of determination of liability and notice of the final determination of liability, 5, adding the statutory remedy for driver's license suspension for 5 or more violations, and 6, adding the recently approved collection fee when the village has to use a collection agency to collect a fine. So folks, it's just a lot of extra definitions and defining clearly the determination of liability on the notices and things of that nature. Just more information on the notices. So moving on to number 9 for Monday night, September 10th, is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, accepting a plat of easement for stormwater management, detention, utility, and drainage purposes at 65 East North Avenue, which is the Able Motel Corporation, also known as the Brer Rabbit. The village wishes to reduce flooding at the intersection of Ardmore and North Avenue. as well as to the area south and east. Both have a history of flooding. An easement is proposed to allow a portion of construction of the basin on private property at 65 East North Avenue. Also, a proposed redevelopment on North Avenue wishes to extend existing sanitary sewer to serve their property. While a portion of the sanitary sewer is through the Schiller Street right-of-way, a portion also needs to cross private property at 65 East North Avenue. An acceptance of the easements by the village is required before the easements can be recorded. So folks, that particular area does have flooding, and by adding this detention basin in a right-of-way behind Brer Rabbit and on a portion of Brer Rabbit's property, it will help that intersection and Brer Rabbit and the proposed development at the corner of North Avenue and Ardmore as well. So moving on to 10 for Monday night is an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a plat of dedication of public right-of-way for Hill Street. The Village of Villa Park currently owns the property located at 729 North Ardmore Avenue. A portion of the Hill Street Ardmore Avenue connecting road, as well as underground utilities, cross the parcel. Dedication of a portion of the property as right-of-way will allow the village to continue to maintain the road and utilities should the property located at 729 North Ardmore Avenue ever be sold. The village has prepared the necessary public right-of-way dedication documents. An acceptance of the right-of-way dedication by the village is necessary. So folks, we recently came across this issue, and now we're correcting it. Obviously the utilities need to be in a right-of-way, which is needed to be dedicated to the village, and so we're doing that just in case in some future time we decide to sell this property. So moving on to number 11 for Monday night, September 10th, is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Illinois State Water Survey of the University of Illinois and the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, for the use of well number 7 as a monitoring well. The University of Illinois, the Illinois State Water Survey, is seeking an intergovernmental agreement with the village to allow reasonable access to well number 7 for deep aquifer monitoring. The village has no current plans to utilize water well number 7 as a potable drinking source and is willing to allow the university access for these purposes. Staff recommends approval of the intergovernmental agreement. Folks, some time ago we removed the pumping mechanism out of well number 7 because we do not use that that deep aquifer for potable water, and we do not have any intention to use that in the near future, as we receive all of our water from the DuPage Water Commission. And so this is a great use of that current well number 7 as a monitoring device or area, if you will, for the Illinois Water Survey through the University of Illinois. So moving on to number 12 for Monday night is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing a contract with Arrow Road Construction of Mount Pleasant, Illinois, for the 2018 street improvement project in the amount of $1,722,345.45. The 2018 street improvement project will consist of street improvements at various locations throughout the village and improvements to 3 parking lots, which were bid as alternate bids. The project was publicly bid with 9 contractors submitting bids. Staff recommends awarding a contract to Arrow Road Construction of Mount Prospect, Illinois, in the amount of $1,722,345.45. Funding sources include the Street Improvement Fund, referendum and non-referendum, Water Fund, and Wastewater Fund. The utility sales tax will reimburse the water and wastewater funds. So folks, if I remember correctly, the 2018 street improvement project are streets on the north side of town and 3 parking lots. So the parking lots, one at Fire Station 81, which is going to be the concrete parking area apron on the north side, half of the Sugar Creek Golf Course parking lot. It's the half that we did not do last year, so we'll do another half this year. And then the parking lot at Public Works is in very much need of reconstruction. And then some of the other roads, we'll have a map Monday night, and this will be online later today, so you can take a look at some of the roads that will be done as part of the 2018 Street Improvement Project. And of course, soon as this is approved, hopefully Monday night, then there'll be a pre-construction meeting with Arrow Road Construction, and then after that, they'll start the construction, and boom, we'll have those done probably early fall, I hope. So moving on to number 13 for Monday night, September 10th, is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing an engineering services agreement between the Village of Villa Park and Clark Dietz, Inc. for the 2018 Street Improvement Project in the amount of $132,336.40. So Clark Dietz, Inc. has submitted a proposal to provide Phase 3 construction engineering services for the 2018 Street Improvement Project at a cost not to exceed $132,336.40. The funding sources for the engineering of this project include the Street Improvement Fund, referendum and non-referendum, Water Fund, and Wastewater Fund. So folks, this proposal from Clark Dietz is the Phase 3 engineering, which is on-site construction engineering. So they'll be on-site. They'll have a representative on-site for all these projects in the 2018 Street Improvement Project. So number 14 for Monday night is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing an engineering services agreement between the Village of Villa Park and Christopher B. Burke Engineering, Ltd. for the North Avenue and Ardmore Regional Detention Basin in an amount not to exceed $50,500. The village completed 2 comprehensive flood studies in June of 2015. One of the problem areas identified was southeast of the Ardmore North Avenue intersection. In July 2016, Christopher B. Burke Engineering, Ltd. was hired to develop a preliminary plan for a regional stormwater detention basin. So Christopher B. Burke Engineering has submitted a proposal to complete or finalize Phase 2 design engineering services to the village at a cost not to exceed $50,500. The funding source for engineering would be the Stormwater Fund account number 6850210292. So folks, number 14 relates back to the dedication of an easement behind the Brer Rabbit. So when we do that, obviously now Christopher B. Burke is going to finalize the design of the stormwater detention basin for that area to help with the flooding at that intersection and the south and the east of that as well. So moving on to number 15 for Monday night is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, awarding a professional services agreement for Phase 2 engineering of the Maple Area Sewer Separation and Street Improvement Project at a cost not to exceed $351,000. The village proposes street and utility improvements to Division Street, which would be Cornell to Villa, Myrtle Street, which would be Division to Oak, Summit Avenue, which would be Division to Maple, Maple Street, which would be Illinois to Maple, Oak Street, which would be Division to Villa, and Pine Street, which would be Summit to Villa. As part of the Maple Area Improvements Project, Edwin Hancock Engineering Company has submitted a proposal to provide Phase 2 design engineering services for that project at a cost not to exceed $351,000. Funding sources for the engineering include the Street Improvement Fund, referendum and non-referendum, Stormwater Fund, Water Fund, Wastewater Fund, and Sewer Separation Fund. The utility sales tax will reimburse the water, wastewater, and sewer separation funds. So folks, I'm not sure if you've watched the last few village board meetings via either the internet or on our cable channels, but we did have some folks come to the village and make public comment about the Maple area drainage and flooding, and we're aware of that particular area being a flooding area, and we're moving forward with this particular project called the Maple Area Sewer Separation and Street Improvement Project. And we'll get it designed, and then hopefully we can put it into construction mode within the next year or so. And so moving on to number 16, which is public comments on non-agenda items. So that would be the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium, be recognized by the village president, and comment on items that are not on the agenda for that night. 17 is the village clerk's report. 18 would be the village trustees' report. 19 would be the village president's report. 20 would be my report, the village manager's report. 21 is executive closed session. And we do have some items for that night. So A is 5 ILCS 120-2C1, personnel matters. C2, collective bargaining matters. C5, purchase or lease of property. C6, sale or lease of property. C11, pending litigation. And C21, discussion of closed session minutes. And folks, we will not have any action items after the executive closed session. So number 22 would be adjournment for the evening. So folks, I hope you can tune in or come in person. There's quite a few items on Monday, September 10th's agenda. So some good construction project, a liquor license, some engineering services for design. So moving forward in a very positive motion. So I hope you've enjoyed your summer. We've received quite a bit of rain the last few days. Unfortunately, the concerts are done for Kiwanis, and the Cortese concerts at the Veterans Memorial Park are also done for the year. So now we're looking forward to some car shows. We have Paws on the Path coming up, and the Brewfest is coming up later this month, and we'll be moving towards Halloween. Can you believe it? I'm not sure where the summer went. School's back in session already. Holy cow. So again, my name is Rich Keener. It's my honor to be the village manager for the Village of Villa Park, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.